One of my very favorite parts about homeschooling is that as the homeschool mom, as the teacher, we are really able to instill in our children just how fun learning can be. And so for today's chat, we're going to talk about that, just how to make learning really, really fun. And I think that that's particularly pertinent right now because it's February. In a lot of areas of the country, it's gray and cold and snowy, rainy, whatever. You're not able to get outside as much as you normally are. So looking for creative ways to make learning fun for your children, but also break the mundane for you is a really big deal right now. And if this is your first year homeschooling in particular, I don't want you to be caught off guard by how frustrating the winter can get if you're not careful. So if you're feeling boxed in, if you're feeling like you just need to go do something, I hope that you'll really pay attention to some of these ideas that I'm going to throw out, but then go find your own for what really turned you on, for ways that would be exciting in your own homeschool. But don't ever get yourself so boxed in that the winter becomes really something that strangles you. Allow yourself the flexibility to explore new things, to approach things in different ways, and to really show your kiddos just how much fun learning can be. The first thing that I want to look at is just some different games or different ways, I guess, that you can spruce up your homeschool to make it really, really fun in the winter. One of the things that I did with all of my kids is a math camp. And I think I may do like a bonus video and just let them talk about math camp because it's a big joke around our house. But I would take them at different times during the year, depending on when they would struggle with something, and we would set aside everything and just concentrate on math. And it was very physical. My oldest are boys, so everything that I have designed for our homeschool was designed with boys in mind. So I would throw out math facts and throw a ball at them as hard as I could, and they had to catch it before, or say the answer and catch the ball all at the same time. Or we would do stuff on stairs, or we would do relays. We did all of these very active things. We did stuff on the trampoline. All of these very active things that were math camp, that was a really, really fun way to learn, really rehearse those math facts that are so important that they just have memorized, but also to break up the monotony of doing worksheets over and over and drilling things that way. So math camp is really a good thing to stick in right now, and you can do that multi-level. I would do that with various children sometimes, and sometimes I would do it with just one. So there's a lot of flexibility because you're making it up as you go along anyway. Another really fun thing is we would do spelling word baseball and different games that I would just a lot of times make up on the fly, or take an idea that I had heard and kind of twist it to make it fit my family. But it breaks what you're doing up a little bit, and you can just call everybody off and say, we're going to go over everybody's spelling words, but we're going to do it this way. So there's a lot of really fun things that you can plug in that are active, kind of get them moving, get you moving, but they're also learning at the same time. Another really, really good tool for you is board games. Board games are one of the best ways for kids to learn because there are so many different things that they pick up. They are learning math skills as they're doing it. If they're young, just rolling the dice and counting out those spaces is very important. It's a great way to learn. As they get older, you're doing Yahtzee, you're doing these higher level thinking games. Pyramath, that's another really, really great math game that will get them thinking, but they don't even realize that it's educational, and they're really learning along the way. They learn spelling skills with board games, like through Scrabble or Bananagrams, different games like that. Really, really helpful. They're going to learn patience while they're playing board games because they have to wait their turn, and they also have to see sometimes how the game is going to play out. So they have to learn to just be patient and sit back and let it all happen. Strategy is another great skill that they can pick up by playing board games like chess or checkers or Risk or Stratego, and some of the newer games like Catan and stuff like that. Really, really great for learning strategy as well as other things. You know, Catan has math because you're counting up all this stuff, and strategy because you're building your cities or your roads or whatever. And there's just a lot going on that gives you a great way to spend an hour or so in the afternoon where you're really working on shoring up these skills that you want your children to have without them actually knowing that they're doing school at the same time. We used to also do what I would call a home ec day. And a home ec day was initially designed out of desperation because I needed to take time to clear the slate, put everything back the way that I wanted it to. So I just decided to really capitalize on that with my children. So we would have home ec day every once in a while where I would make games out of the cleaning up. We would do races. We would do scavenger hunts to collect things to throw away. We would do baking and cooking and all of these measuring or things that required measuring and so on. So there was a lot of stuff that they did learn, life skills. They would learn how to do laundry. We would really drill how to do some of this stuff. So it was helpful for me, but it was also stuff that they really needed to know and very valid to their education. So that was really fun. And another thing that we did or have done is just different ways to get PE built inside into your home. And one of the things that was really fun is I would set up a circuit where I would put note cards with different activities, 5 push-ups, 3 sit-ups, 4 jumping jacks, whatever, all along a route through our downstairs. And the kids would race. They would have 2 teams race. You get to one station, you do that activity, you work your way around, tag the next person, and so on. And so you're getting that PE, you're getting a lot of energy out. They're having a lot of fun. And you're kind of brightening up your day as you go along. So the other thing about February, though, not only are these games and these different ways to brighten up your homeschool kind of evergreen, but February in particular has some really fun holidays and special wacky days that you can incorporate into your school to make it a lot of fun. I think whoever came up with some of these calendar things must have known that people were stuck inside, whether they be at school or at homeschool, because there's some really fun ones. You've got the normal holidays, Groundhog Day, Valentine's Day, President's Day, that kind of thing that all fall in February that you can theme some of your lessons around and mix it up. But I also found that there's Feed the Birds Day. There's Eat Ice Cream for Breakfast Day. There's Tell a Fairy Tale Day, and many more of these kind of wacky days in February. That would be a lot of fun just to key on. If I was celebrating Tell a Fairy Tale Day, there's a way to do creative writing and grammar and public speaking and all kinds of things in that. You can also incorporate movies and different TV shows. Like if you're studying history, you can back it up with some audio visual stuff like that, which is another great thing to spruce things up here in the winter as you're stuck inside. So I hope that this has given you just a few ideas, different ways that you can hopefully enjoy your February as you're most likely stuck inside. And that if you are new, that you won't get discouraged this winter, but you will realize that there's a lot of flexibility and that gives you a lot of freedom. So I will see you next week. Teach Them Diligently is here to support your family's homeschool and discipleship efforts year-round. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel to get fresh content every week to encourage your heart in your efforts.